For months astronomers tracked 3I Atlas, the third interstellar visitor after Oumuamua and Borisov, intrigued by its green tail and unexplainable movements. To most eyes, it appeared to be yet another space object. September 19th at 2 a.m. Universal Time Coordinated saw all of that change. An amateur astronomer from Chile took an unusual photograph, 9 faint points of light around Atlas darting about like fireflies. Hours later came verification from the James Webb Space Telescope, Hubble, and Very Large Telescope. 3I Atlas was no solitary object, it had 10 glowing objects moving as a group of an identical green hue. What astronomers discovered about these companions would shake astronomy to its foundations. At first, professionals wrote off the images as electronic noise caused by cosmic ray interference. But Webb's infrared detectors and Hubble's imagers put those doubts to rest. 9 small bodies were discovered traveling in tandem with 3I Atlas, precisely along its path and velocity. Spectral analysis confirmed these were freestanding objects with Atlas metallic signature, nickel, cobalt, and exotic alloys. Stranger yet, 3I Atlas itself bore a thermal signature indicating a 10-gigawatt power plant, whereas its companions emitted close to twice as much, 20 gigawatts apiece, though they were only city block sized. This energy would light up nations from rocks and ice fragments. Nature does not make small bodies that have reactors. These would be improbable probes. Scientists were most disturbed by the instantaneous appearance of 9 objects. For weeks, telescopes around the globe had been tracking Atlas. NASA's Parker Solar Probe, Juno, and other missions were acquiring data but didn't spot the companions earlier. By Harvard's Avi Loeb's reckoning, the objects appeared in a little less than a millisecond, quicker even than a camera flash or a blink. Our instruments could not photograph their appearance. Suddenly it was as if the sky transformed, instantly, from a lone visitor to a procession. Theories emerged. Did Atlas release objects like a mothership deploying drones near the inner solar system? Were they dormant until activated by the sun's gravity or radiation? Or had they come from elsewhere, hidden until the right moment? Their emergence seemed intentional. When astrophysicists modeled the companions' energy profiles, their computers failed. Adjusting temperature, density, or fusion parameters produced no answers. Concepts like antimatter catalysis, dark matter reactions, and containment fields were discussed, as ordinary physics couldn't explain it. The 9 bodies were hotter, denser, and more energetic than the main craft, designed for close approaches while Atlas stayed distant. They weren't just escorts, they were powerful agents unlike anything humanity has known. This sparked a realization in the scientific community: it implied intent. Someone had positioned these objects, given them immense energy cores, and directed their path. As images spread online, ordinary people questioned why no one had informed them. How could an amateur astronomer on a hillside uncover what advanced observatories missed? NASA and ESA issued vague statements about ongoing observations but withheld Webb's raw data. Leaked memos revealed emergency meetings at the Pentagon, ESA, and China's space agency. Plans included interception missions and planetary defense. Private companies were consulted for rapid launches, and Europe revisited asteroid deflection designs. Yet, publicly, there was silence, no warnings or explanations, only reassurances of no threat. This silence suggested much. If 9 hidden objects alongside 3I Atlas radiated power surpassing entire nations, the truth might already be too immense to contain. Avi Loeb conjectured a spine-tingling possibility: the mothership hypothesis. 3I Atlas might be a carrier, a spaceship deploying probes as it bore down upon our solar system. These chaser craft were scouts, coming in closer to planets while the main vessel remained distant. This accounted for their stronger power signals, synchronized orbits, and simultaneous observations. The conclusion was terrifying. These probes arrived with a mandate: to survey planets, to prospect for resources, to watch for intelligent life. Advanced probes do not show up willy-nilly, they appear when they are intended to. Not everyone agreed with Loeb. Some astronomers thought Atlas collided with a massive rock, shattering into fast-moving fragments. But the numbers disproved this. Fragments from collisions don't ignite like reactors or emit 20 gigawatts. They also don't create identical glowing tails with the same composition. The companions' trajectories were too perfect and synchronized. Even skeptics admitted they seemed more like machines than comet shards. The natural explanation fell apart under evidence, leaving only the engineered hypothesis, a truth many scientists hesitated to voice. 9 companions were just the start. Another interstellar object, C2025R2 or SWAN, was nearing, 100 times larger and brighter than Atlas, with a tail 5 times the full moon's width. SWAN would pass closest to the Sun just days after Atlas. 2 giants in the same corridor of space, accompanied by hidden companions, all in October. Many viewed this as significant. Some believed SWAN was a protector to intercept Atlas, others thought they were working together to exchange energy, data, or cargo. Historians noted records of green-tailed visitors going back 2,200 years. If true, humanity has faced this before, but survival isn't assured this time. Governments were mobilized, with leaked memorandums indicating emergency meetings held at the Pentagon, European Space Command, and National Space Administration of China. Contingency plans involved reconnaissance probes and planetary defense situations. China transferred assets from its Long March 9 rocket to create a high-speed interceptor. ESA reignited its plan to build an asteroid deflection mission. Private enterprises such as SpaceX and Blue Origin were called upon to make rapid launches. Nevertheless, publicly, nothing was spoken. NASA did not release Webb's raw spectra, ESA could say nothing, and the White House made a short statement, "We are aware of the situation and monitoring it." This silence bred paranoia. 9 objects exhibiting tremendous power and evasive responses from principal institutions indicated stakes higher than admitted. The appearance of companions was the most disturbing aspect. Harvard's examination discovered that all 9 objects materialized within a millisecond, a far faster rate than any natural breakup. A human blink is 300 milliseconds long, a camera flash 5. These companions formed 30,000 times faster than a blink and 100 times faster than a flash. For astrophysicists, that meant they were ejected as a precise mechanism, springing into action at precisely the right time. Comets break apart over hours or days and asteroids disintegrate in a cascade of dust. 9 perfectly symmetrical objects, emanating tremendous potency, appearing in unison with their containing body in less than a millisecond? That is no astronomy, that is technology. Speculation arose about the 9 companions' purpose. If probes, they could scout planets while Atlas stayed distant. Their strong energy cores suit close encounters with atmospheres and magnetic fields. However, some researchers warned of darker possibilities. 20 gigawatts in such small objects is excessive for observation, it's weapon-level energy. Could they be harvesters for resources, or enforcers to neutralize threats before the main craft arrives? Without communication, silence reigns, inviting dread. Intent is invisible until action occurs, and by then, it may be too late to respond. Historians point to records of green-tailed comets coming in cycles of roughly 2 millennia. Chinese records in 200 BCE speak of a heavenly dragon, and Babylonian tablets of a divided star as harbingers of upheavals. Medieval European writings mention a green banner in heaven around 1000. If true, what we witness now may not be new but a recurrence of earlier events. Every 2,200 years, might these things converge upon the Sun, departing our ancestors' enigmatic tales? If that is so, we're not the first to encounter this enigma but rather the first to have instruments to view it. The perception is unnerving. Humanity may not be having contact of the first order but a repeating phenomenon that occurred long anteceding civilization. Mobilization was already underway behind closed doors. Defense satellites were reoriented, reconnaissance probes red-asked, and secret communications ramped up among space agencies. Sources said China intensified its planetary defense program, and Europe reinvigorated kinetic interceptor development. America remained publicly quiet but reportedly convened emergency sessions at NASA and the Pentagon on nuclear preparedness and signal techniques. Time did not favor us. As Atlas and its friends closed in on perihelion, no time remained to invent new technology nor to coordinate defense. If these objects were malevolent, humanity was unprepared. If they were not, why all this secrecy? Perhaps our greatest fear is less about what they are than what their recognition would do to us. After the 9 escorts appeared, anomalies spread through the solar system. Magnetometers detected faint pulses in sync with Atlas's orbit, repeating every 43 seconds. Seismographs in Antarctica, South America, and Asia picked up ultra-low vibrations with no tectonic cause. Migratory animals, whales, birds, and insects altered their navigation as if their internal compasses were disrupted. These signals were synchronized with the convoy's movements. Some researchers speculated that Earth's magnetic structure was resonating with something in those objects. If this was a coincidence, it was the most precise one in history. If not, the 9 escorts weren't just traveling, they were tuning the solar system. The chilling discovery came when radio astronomers intercepted a directed energy burst from one of the escorts, aimed at the moon, not Earth. It precisely targeted mascons, dense gravitational anomalies on the lunar surface that have long puzzled scientists. Now they were under observation. The signal was complex, structured in amplitude and polarization, not language, but code. Could the moon be more than just a satellite, possibly a node in an ancient system? Were these 9 companions awakening something hidden below, placed there long before humanity? If the escorts are probes, the moon may never have truly belonged to us.